Have you noticed how your 30s feel financially confusing in a way your 20s never did? One minute you're earning more than ever before. You finally have a real job, maybe benefits, maybe a title that sounds respectable. And yet, somehow, the money just disappears. It gets swallowed by rent that feels like a mortgage, by weddings, daycare, insurance, repairs, subscriptions, and adult expenses nobody warned you about. And at some point, you catch yourself thinking, I'm doing everything right, so why does this still feel unstable? If that thought has crossed your mind even once, this video is going to change how you see money in your 30s. Because here's the truth nobody explains clearly. Your 30s were never meant to be the decade where you get rich. They're the decade where you quietly decide whether you ever will. My name is Vero. I spend an unhealthy amount of time thinking about money, behavior, and why smart, hardworking people still feel financially behind. If you're ambitious, overwhelmed, and trying to understand the real money game in your 30s, subscribe. And if this video helps you see your situation differently, give it a thumbs up. Now, let me challenge a belief that silently ruins people in this decade. Most of us assume that if we're doing well financially, it should look obvious. Better lifestyle, clear progress, some visible proof that we're winning. That assumption is wrong. Your 30s are what I call the invisible decade. This is the phase where the scoreboard lies. From the outside, it can look like nothing special is happening. Sometimes it even looks like you're falling behind. But underneath, this is when the foundation is either being built or quietly sabotaged. Here's why this decade feels so brutal. In your 20s, progress is loud. New job, new city, first raises. In your 30s, progress gets expensive. Housing costs spike. Family responsibilities show up. Your margin for error shrinks. And at the same time, social pressure explodes. Friends buying homes, co-workers taking big vacations, social media making it look like everyone else has life figured out. Let me slow this down because this part matters. Feeling behind in your 30s is not a failure signal. It's a structural reality. According to US data, the average American doesn't even start investing seriously until their early 30s. Median net worth at this age is far lower than people assume, and most of it isn't even liquid. It's tied up in cars and home equity. Translation? The majority of people around you are improvising, not winning. Now let's make this concrete with real math. Imagine you're 34, earning $95,000 a year. After taxes, you take home roughly $5,700 a month. Now, picture two paths. Path 1, you let your lifestyle rise to meet your income. Better apartment, new car, more convenience. Your fixed costs climb to $5,000 a month. You invest $700. Path 2, you cap your lifestyle intentionally. You live slightly below what you could afford. Fixed costs stay around $3,800. You invest $1,900. That's a $1,200 difference every single month. Over 10 years, invested at a reasonable 7%, that one decision creates roughly a $200,000 gap. Same income, same intelligence, completely different outcome. Here's the part most people miss. People don't lose the wealth game in their 30s because of bad investments. They lose it because of bad structure. And psychologically, this decade is dangerous. You're tired, you're responsible, you're juggling career pressure, family pressure, and comparison pressure all at once. So your brain defaults to decisions that reduce stress today, even if they quietly steal from your future. That's present bias. That's lifestyle anchoring. That's comfort masquerading as success. The scariest part? None of this feels reckless. It feels reasonable until suddenly your flexibility is gone. I've seen this over and over. High-income professionals who don't lose money first, they lose options. One job disruption and everything feels tight.
not because they failed, but because their life assumed nothing would ever go wrong. That's the real currency of your 30s. Flexibility. Quick pause. What feels harder right now? Saving consistently, keeping expenses under control, or just knowing if you're on the right track at all? Drop it in the comments. You're not the only one thinking it. Here's the reframe that changes how you play this decade. Your 30s are not about getting rich. They're about building a system that makes getting rich boringly inevitable later. That system has 3 rules. First, fixed costs decide your future. Not income, not hustle, fixed costs. Decide what percentage of your income your life is allowed to consume and treat that number like a rule, not a suggestion. Second, automate progress. Investing, emergency funds, debt payoff, all automatic, because motivation in your 30s is unreliable. Systems don't care how tired you are. This is why I personally track trends instead of just balances. I needed something that told me whether I was actually moving forward during chaotic years. If you want to use the same system I use, it's linked below. No hype. It just kept me honest. And third, and this is critical, optimize for resilience, not perfection. Life will interrupt you in this decade. Jobs change, expenses spike, plans break. A strategy that only works in perfect conditions will fail you exactly when you need it most. Now, you might be thinking, I already feel weight. Maybe. But here's the math that actually matters. If you're 35 and invest $1,200 a month for 20 years at 7%, you're looking at close to $600,000. That's without raises, without employer matches, just consistency. Compound interest doesn't care about your regret. It only cares about what you do next. And no, you don't need to sacrifice your life to build wealth. Money is a tool, not a scoreboard. Spend intentionally on what actually improves your life. Cut ruthlessly on what doesn't, not what looks good online, not what success is supposed to look like. The people who win their 30s don't look rich. They look stable, calm, boring, and then their 40s explode. From the outside, it looks sudden, overnight, lucky. But you'll know the truth. You weren't chasing money. You were building the game underneath it. If this helped reframe how you see your 30s, hit the thumbs up. It tells the algorithm that honest money conversations matter. And if you want more clarity around money, psychology, and the real math of wealth, subscribe. You're not behind. You're just early to the real game.